Hello and welcome to another episode of AI Buzz. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Always coming at you with news out of the world of artificial intelligence, machine learning. Got some interesting things to discuss today. Let's get started. People, we have a problem. In the machine learning world, there is a very big issue that we're all facing right now. Those of us who really are looking for the latest graphics cards are finding that they are completely unavailable. If you are able to actually find one of these cards for sale, be expected to pay a prohibitive amount to actually obtain it. Machine learning is a very expensive hobby or profession if you're already in the field. You're probably already used to actually paying most of your spare money for new parts, new chips, new cards, new graphics cards to train the latest and greatest models. A lot of people who are interested in machine learning also really like the hardware aspect of it, myself included. So the parts are really expensive. We're used to that, but the problem has gotten way worse in the last year. Around the start of last year, the new NVIDIA 3000 series cards were released and were immediately swooped up. These started as being already pretty expensive chips, but due to this demand from a variety of factors I'm going to get into, they have really skyrocketed, and I was just scrolling through Amazon and completely unavailable from almost every seller. You are able to get some off of eBay, but an issue with them is there's a lot of scalpers that are really jacking up the price. It appears to me that you're going to have to pay upwards of $1,700 or even more to actually get your hands on one of these chips. And they're originally for sale for about $1,200 on the NVIDIA website for a GTX 3080. So yeah, pushing $2,000 for a graphics card is getting a little steep for almost all of us. This problem is arising from a series of factors on both the demand side and the supply side, and I'm going to get into some of those factors right now. Why is demand so high for graphics cards right now? And there's going to be three main reasons that I'll get into, and really the main issue is kind of the competing aspects of these three different categories. And that's really what's driving up the price. It used to be just video gamers who really wanted high-end graphics cards. That has since expanded to several other aspects of technologies that are also competing for graphics cards. Some of the initial demand for the NVIDIA 3000 series cards came from Cyberpunk 2077. And while that ended up being met with mixed reviews, a lot of mixed feedback, I would say. The graphics that were promised with this game were immense, and people were extremely excited about this game and wanted to have a graphics card that would really keep up with the technology that was supposed to be packed into that software. So obviously gamers and wanting to keep up with the latest and greatest software in computer games is one of those three factors, but in addition to that, there's a whole new wave of people competing for the cards coming from the cryptocurrency revolution. Cryptocurrency miners need these very specialized chips, such as graphics cards, or if they really want to invest a lot of capital, get specialized ASIC miners to actually mine currency and start to secure their network. And they need these types of cards to do all the cryptographic operations. Just like for machine learning, it turns out graphics cards are really good at cranking through a large number of computations, and therefore they have a lot of use in crypto mining. Typically, graphics cards are used for mining of more of the alternative coins. Like Bitcoin now, it's I think pretty hard to make money using graphics cards. You pretty much need specialized miners for that, but there's thousands of other altcoins that can benefit from actual graphics card mining. Lastly, the third competitor for graphics cards is what this whole channel is based on. It's machine learning. The boom in people wanting to analyze large data sets, the size of those data sets increasing year after year after year, is really fueling the demand for these 3000 series cards that have thousands and thousands of CUDA cores. So I've talked a lot about the demand for the 3000 series chips, but this is actually causing a sort of demand trickle down to other, maybe previously less desirable cards. On one side, I saw a guy trying to buy a 2070, and he was having such tough luck trying to find a 2070, which at this point is several years old, that he finally found one that he thought was legitimate, went to go buy it and almost got scammed out of his money. Even my GTX 1070, which I bought 6 years ago, appears to have actually increased in value if I were to buy it on eBay today. This type of price inflation is really, really rare in electronics, I feel like, because usually when you buy something, it's eclipsed by something that's much more performant. But because of this really weird supply and demand and the shortage right now, the price for all of graphics cards is really, really elevated and higher than normal. So there are a ton of factors creating high demand, but there are supply side issues as well. Namely, NVIDIA has not been able to produce the volume of chips that they really, really wanted to. And this is mainly related to pandemic-related shutdowns of factories. Because of those prolonged shutdowns, any of the new supply is barely creating a chip in the ever-increasing demand. Circling back to the title of this video, which is, when is the graphics card shortage going to end? When should I look to buy a graphics card with a reasonable price tag associated with it? The answer to that is at least not until early 2022. From what I've been reading, NVIDIA themselves are admitting that throughout 2021, there is not going to be any change in this situation. They are saying there is a shortage. They're working to fix it, but it's not going to be any better until at least early 2022. It's not even just NVIDIA with the graphics card shortage. All of semiconductor manufacturers are having similar shortages. So like Intel, TSMC, these companies primarily focus on CPUs. They are also reporting shortages. So this is creating kind of a really big snowball effect where semiconductor manufacturers aren't able to put out chips, then all the products that we use in our daily lives, like graphics cards, CPUs, like what we were talking about, are affected, of course. But then things like cars that need processors for their onboard computing are also affected. So really hope that this problem starts to get remedied soon. Otherwise, we're going to see the price of almost anything electronic really start to rise up. And hope it sorts itself out very, very soon. In summary, the prices for graphics cards are absurd. If you're stuck without a graphics card right now and you're waiting for the price to come down so that you can swoop one up, be prepared to wait until at least early 2022, maybe even beyond that if the timelines get pushed out even further. Depending on how badly you need a card, you might even want to consider just paying that kind of premium now. Since it doesn't appear there's going to be kind of a set timeline for when this is going to be fixed, and you'll be able to move forward with whatever project you're working on, whether it's machine learning or gaming. All right, machine learning enthusiasts, that's about all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back at you very, very soon with more out of the world of machine learning and artificial intelligence. Have a great day. Bye.